kickboxing martial art. But you get brain damage from riding a jet ski.
You do?
Yeah, my friend Mark Gordon, he specializes in traumatic brain injuries. He's a doctor, and he works with a lot of veterans, football players, fighters, and stuff. He's like, everything that hits your head is bad. Like soccer, guys get CTE, chronic traumatic encephalopathy, the things that boxers get and football players get and MMA fighters get, soccer players get it from hitting it with their head.
But how do you get it from a jet ski?
The bouncing. Just the bouncing.
Then how come they tell you're supposed to go on those gymnastic, whatever that's called? They said it's healthy.
Trampolines?
Yeah, trampoline.
Yeah,
Speaking of
I don't
CTA,
think
I'm
it's
like,
as jolting, because that's kind of like
Yeah.
catching you and lifting you up and catching you and lifting you up. That's a different thing than boom, boom, boom. It's the heavy-duty shaking, head banging. Like Angus from AC/DC, gotta have brain damage.
Yes.
There's no way he
Shaking
doesn't.
your brain.
There's no way he doesn't. That dude has to be gone. I mean,
But who the hell goes on a jet ski more than like once a year? Let's think about that.
Some jet ski people that really love them. Jet skis are fun. Yeah, I have a jet ski. I love it.
I've tried it.
It's fun. But if you bounce around on waves, you're getting brain damage. That's how delicate the brain is.
Man.
The brain is not meant to be jostled around. And guys get concussions from getting hit in the chest. If you get hit in the chest, your head snaps back and you get a concussion. It happens all the time. You don't have to get hit in the head to get a concussion.
Well, yeah. Yeah, but that's why it's a good thing I stopped judo, because every day you'd have a horrible headache. I was a little kid.
Also, these guys crash.
Oh, my God. Well, that's different. That's ski jumping.
I know,
that's
but this is what the article on skiing was bringing up.
Oh, my God. That's insane. That dude hit hard.
How hard they hit.
Oh, it must be nuts.
They're going third. It's like
So this is a water skiing tournament? Is that what that is?
That's what that was, yeah. But this is like an article about water skiers getting CTE.
Oh, yeah. Have to. No doubt. No doubt they have it. No doubt.
I bet dolphins have CTE.
I bet they don't. I bet they glide right into that water.
Everybody always says how smart they are. I'm like, yeah, they seem really intelligent sometimes.
You're dismissing the intelligence of dolphins?
Yeah, when anybody bounces a beach ball on their nose, and they're the valedictorian of the animal kingdom, that's enough for me.
I think you have to do that if you're trapped in that swimming pool if you want to get fed.
Good day. This is another Dr. Mark Gordon Millennium Health presentation to provide some science behind the recent comments by the brilliant Joe Rogan on podcast number 2145. Mechano-transduction is a process where under physical forces, cells collide like tackling NFL players, causing the generation of pro-inflammatory chemicals. Subtle and possible ignored or imperceivable physical traumas like jet skis, water skiing, snow skiing, small naval boat operators, heading a ball, or bobbing your head to heavy metal can activate this. Regardless of what you call it, repetitive head impact, subconcussive head impact, or microhead trauma, the potential life-altering and threatening progression of the condition is real. The science follows.
Looking at the microenvironment of the brain, it is made up of cells which are reactive to changes in pressure between them, like when they collide from blast waves, head bobbing, contact sports, collisions, and an assortment of perceived insignificant subconcussive traumas. Subconcussive brain injury is a form of trauma that is not associated with an acute set of symptoms like we might see in concussive head traumas. But over time and with repetitive hits, symptoms will develop of fatigue, cognitive impairment, emotional lability, mood disorder, insomnia, and frequently drug and alcohol use, which can lead to suicide. At autopsy, the brain is found to have tau protein clumps, which is consistent with chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE. This same scenario plays out in football players, soldiers exposed to blast wave trauma, repetitive gunfire, and even in jet skiers. Chronic traumatic encephalopathy, the CTE, appears to be the result of repetitive head traumas and is being seen in a diversity of situations, most notably in football players. The cause for the production and accumulation of tau protein appears to be secondary to neuroinflammation that is precipitated by trauma. Assessment of the neuroendocrine system is probably the most underutilized evaluation for assessing subconcussive brain traumas and TBIs, especially considering the growing data recognizing hormonal disruption as a prodrome to the development of psychiatric conditions. In this study, 56% of the patients had one or more hormonal deficiencies within 3 months of a traumatic brain injury. This improved to 36% by 12 months after the TBI. So 56% had deficiencies at 3 months post-TBI, the acute phase, and 36% had continued deficiencies at 12 months, the chronic phase. This timing is important since it clearly shows us that we should wait 3 months after a traumatic event to run hormonal testing. Otherwise, we might be premature and miss the deficiency as a false negative. Understanding that the inflammation produced by neurotrauma can affect the brain's production of growth hormone, testosterone, thyroid, cortisol, and all their metabolites gives us a direction for laboratory testing. There are unique patterns of these results that can give us not only confirmation of a trauma affecting our neurochemistry, but also a predictive treatment protocol. To assist and optimize the interpretation of these labs, we use an AI-based machine learning software application. This panel is used in 12 to 17 year of age individuals who have already been exposed to one or multiple subconcussive hits. This becomes their baseline. In the event that they have a subsequent concussion or subconcussive trauma, we will wait 12 weeks before repeating this lab panel. The reason being, as stated, is based upon the prior slide showing that it can take up to 90 days for the effects of trauma to show up as altered hormone production. Subconcussive head injuries can initially be without symptoms, but can progress, especially with additional subconcussive hits, to include psychiatric and cognitive changes. In the past, we have ignored subconcussive traumas, but presently we understand that Mechano-transduction can trigger neuroinflammation with production of abnormal tau proteins. It is these tau protein tangles that are associated with chronic traumatic encephalopathy. So the question becomes, how best to protect our children from suffering the conditions precipitated by head trauma? First off, it is obvious that we must better manage the sports that they choose. If not, using a tool such as a laboratory screening panel could help us identify early patterns of altered brain chemistry due to trauma-related neuroinflammation and hopefully intervene early enough to avoid the ultimate neurodegenerative conditions such as CTE, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's, and multiple sclerosis. Thank you for your time watching this video. Brain Rescue 3 and 1 are the Millennium's primary core supplements for those who have already had subconcussive or concussive trauma and developed symptoms. More information on these is available at tbihelpnow.org under the Science.